Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking about quantum computing. Quantum computing, as according to Wikipedia, is the use of quantum mechanical phenomena such as superposition and entanglement to perform a computation. Now, let's just define both of those things so you understand what they are. Superposition is a fundamental principle of quantum mechanics. It states that any two things composed together, the result will be equal to them individually. In other words, if you think about a wave on the ocean, you have one wave that crashes into another wave to make one big wave. Okay, those are called rogue waves. The size of the rogue wave will be equal to the individual sizes of the other waves, and that's called superposition. Entanglement is a little more complex, but basically it says that two particles interact and share spatial proximities in ways that in a quantum state that can't be described independently of each other regardless of how far away they are. So for instance, you might have one particle that's, hundreds of miles in one direction, another particle's hundreds of miles in the other direction, but obviously they're related. You touch one, the other one moves. That type of thing. That's quantum entanglement. Now, they use these ideas to create things called qubits, which are, if you know anything about classical computing, you know that they use bits, which are essentially transistors, turn electricity on and off, zeros and ones, or ones and zeros in that case. And basically, they use that to computate, algorithms and programs. They use zeros and ones to translate a message. The information is all carried through zeros and ones for all phones and all electronics. Quantum computing is a little different. Rather than having a 0 or 1, you have this qubit, or quantum bit, that is in a superposition or is entangled in itself, meaning it's some probability that it's 0 and some probability that it's 1. It's a little bit of both. So you might have a bit, or qubit rather, that is 60% 1, 40% 0. So it's probably on, but it also could probably be off in certain. It's a little difficult to think of, but that's pretty much, an introduction. That's all you need to know. And basically, when you have these superpositions, it gives you much more than just on and off. Now it gives you 30% on, 70% off, 40% on, 60% off. And what that does is it allows you to communicate and send information at a much faster and greater rate than we could with just two zeros and ones. Imagine how fast it is, to do something. Imagine it's all two characters. Now the two characters have turned into an infinite amount of possibilities. I mean, you can have a 20%, 80%, 15%, 75, or 85. Anyway, thanks for watching the video.
I spent a lot of time thinking, and I've come to realize that I'm just not good for you.